Yo, what's up, guys? Review, and today, man, I'll be talking about Pulp Fiction. Now, Pulp Fiction, I know. I am so late. This movie came out, October 14th, 1994, 30 years, 5 months, and 15 days ago. But, like I'm saying in all these videos, I'm just catching up on all the classic movies. So, any recommendations, comment that all down below. So, Pulp Fiction, another thing I love doing when I'm watching new movies is not new movies, but when I'm watching movies for the first time, is going through the list and seeing the cast members after watching a movie and being like, oh, I've heard of this. I've heard of this girl. I've heard of this guy. Now I see why I'm still hearing about these people to this day, because they're just, they have longevity. Shout out to them. But overall, I give Pulp Fiction a 9 out of 10. I didn't know about particular clips that were in Pulp Fiction prior, but the ones right off the bat, the Vincent when he's in the circle with the jacket, the English motherfucker, do you speak it, from Jules, which is obviously Samuel L. Jackson, still GOAT longevity to this day. Just the look of Samuel Jackson. I've obviously seen the clips. I've seen, the GIFs on Twitter and social media as well. It's a timeless film. A movie that could not be filmed today. Absolutely not. I mean, there's a reason why it was filmed 30 years ago, especially I'm talking to you, Jimmy, you absolute menace to society. Let's start off from the beginning. So they did it in a really interesting and weird way, where the intro ends up coming back at the end and some other stuff happens. It's just the whole time frame and timeline is it is absolutely insane. So, right off the bat, Ringo and Yolanda are menaces to societies in the breakfast shop, restaurant, whatever it is. I still don't know if because they were talking about how people rob banks with a telephone and how they didn't rob with really anything that could hurt somebody. I don't know if their pieces were fully loaded at the end. They were not trying to rob people. I mean, I'm at a point I was like, it is, and then I was like, it isn't. I mean, nobody called their bluff. I mean, Jules almost did when Ringo made him count. He was like 1, 2, and he's like, you got it. Open up his briefcase, and we still to this day don't know what is in that briefcase. I looked it up prior to make this video. Apparently nobody knows, with a quick Google search, what was in the briefcase that Jules showed at the end. But it's just a really good movie overall. Big Kahuna Burke, I looked it up as well while I was watching the movie. They just got some insane promo. Like, talk about an insane bag to get. Like, they got it. Y'all got it. Jules and Vincent, like, they're such an unserious duo, but they're just hysterical. Like, they're just one of the, like, hysterical duos, because you got Jules, who's an Hall of Fame crash out, then he transitions to be, more like tame. And you got Vincent, he's a klutz. He's just not real, especially the thing that went down with Mia, which I'll get into as well. And then him, obviously, what happens to him. But I'm getting kind of off track. By the way, W Jules at the end for, calming both Yolanda and Ringo down, so they don't end up, blicking everybody in the restaurant they were trying to rob, because they made them give them their wallets and open up the cash register and at gunpoint. And still, I didn't look it up prior to making this video. Were those blicks loaded? Like, who knows? I honestly don't know, to be honest. And usually for these reviews, moral of the story is second chances and just making the most out of it. The amount of second chances that Jules and Vincent almost got popped, and the second chance that Butch had with Marcellus, they both could have blicked each other up and they made it out. It's insane, that amount of second chances. But that's definitely something I took away from the movie for sure. Next, I still don't know what this guy's name is, but when Marcellus had Vincent and when they had Vincent and Jules as the hitman, like, what were their, like, real jobs? Just to do the dirty work for Marcellus while he just chills with Mia and does some other stuff behind the scenes? Who knows? So we had that insane story about apparently Marcellus blicked somebody for giving Mia a foot massage, and Mia was like, "You think he would really throw somebody off a building because he massaged my feet?" And Vincent was like, "Not really, but can't 1,000% deny it. So sure, why not?" Not Vincent, Jules just popping seagulls out of nowhere. Like literally, he was talking to his mans. They're handed the dirty work for Marcellus, and he just blinked him like boom, and then that man is out of there. And the other guy, he's petrified, he's shaking, he's like, dude. And then you got Jules just eating his big kahuna burger. You got him drinking his drink, like just teaches. That's just pure emasculation. Like, buddy got bitched. Like, let's just call it what it is, buddy got bitched. Like I mentioned earlier, the English motherfucker. I'm not gonna say because I don't have that, you know. I'm not an actor. I don't have that inside me, you know. English motherfucker. Do you speak it? Like I don't have it, you know. I'm not an actor. I don't got it in me. One more try. English motherfucker. Do you speak it? Let me stop. Such a classic line. I just don't have that delivery. This man Brett Brett was shitting bricks. Marcellus, how much money did you give, especially Jules, but Vincent as well? Like, come on, man, you must have gave him an insane bag. That's all I gotta say. Vincent, like I mentioned, him walking around in a circle. I was waiting for Mia to pick her up and show her good night for Marcellus as he was handling some stuff behind the scenes. Bro literally walked in, she shouted off the intercom, he didn't know where it was coming from, and then he was trying to talk to her, but you have to press a button to talk to the intercom, and doing that, and then boom, and then she was like, "Oh, go make yourself a drink." He made the drink, boom. She comes down. They only show first like her leg down to her feet. You don't see her. I'm like, who's this mysterious woman? And there's they pop out in the car. Chills. That's just insane. Imagine nowadays one of your homeboys just watching your girl going out on basically a date with her. In a big 2025, that's diabolical. That's an absolute classic clip as well. Again, good thing about all these movies and shows that I'm watching and reviewing, I don't get spoiled on any of them. I must yesterday on my stream. By the way, twitch.tv/yourboyJohn, and also your boy John Live, where I do some live videos on stream as well. I talked about that on there, how I'm lucky that I don't get spoiled on movies and TV shows and stuff like that. The only thing I got spoiled as of recent, a couple years back, was No Way Home, what happened to Aunt May. If you know, you know. And then they were in the movie, they were in the movie theater, they were in the restaurant, they went out to eat, and their seats were cars. Now that's comp. I think I heard something about that, like back in the day, having like seats like that. Those are comp seats. Now the only thing is, like, you can get that very, very dirty. Put some sauce, put some ketchup, put some other stuff in there. Like, that's diabolical. That's nasty work. And then there's obviously, I think it was like a Johnny Rockets near me a couple years back when I last went. Had to be over like close to a decade ago at this point, not even a couple years. Besides the point though. They had seats like vintage seats. Nowadays we just have, you know, at some points you have like those leather seats, or you just have regular like wooden chairs, things like that. Obviously depends on where you go. Something about me we don't know about. I mean, she's a menace to society. I mean, the way she was just talking to Vincent, and then we obviously saw what happens to her. Another thing I want to mention as well, shout out to Susan Griffiths as Marilyn Monroe. I'm not gonna lie, my gullible ass was like, is that Marilyn Monroe in 1991 making Pulp Fiction? It wasn't. It was Susan Griffiths. She actually looked really good. Shout out to Susan Griffiths. Is it just me, or does Vincent remind me of Robbie off of Cobra Kai? Just like the facial feature. I have to quickly look it up. Okay, Vincent Vega, Robbie from Cobra Kai. Because I had to be the only person that saw this, correct? Yeah, I don't even see anything but a quick Google search. Like, I just don't. I gotta be the only person that's thinking about that. Okay, maybe not, but I didn't see it with a quick Google search, so maybe, hey, the facial features that you could tell me that Vincent Vega is Robbie's dad IRL, and I'd be like, I can see that. The needle where Mia was ODing, and then she had like this heart plate, and Vincent had to come with the boom, and then she instantly woke up because he had her mouth like foaming blood. When he found her, oh, you wish you'd embrace it. Marshall's about to put him in a pack. That's diabolical. That's diabolical. Just a quick right in the chest, bro. Not gonna lie, I was eating some dinner last night. I was watching that. Oh my god, that kind of fucked me up, bro. I have a weak stomach, so thank God they didn't actually show, like, they just did like the aftermath of just loading up and then just goes to the next clip where he just gets up. But Jesus Christ, this man Butch was supposed to sell a match in the 5th round for Marcellus, right? And he didn't, and then he ends up killing the guy on accident. He didn't even know until his taxi driver, which is a woman that was infatuated with death and infatuated with knowing how it feels to kill a man. And then that all goes down. And then Butch makes it out. He goes to a payphone, and then he gets his girl, and they end up going to a new place. But then he forgets his watch, which is very, very precious to him, as somebody that worked with his... I don't know what that was. But it was a very special watch because that was his dad's, and he had to hide it in his behind. And then the other guy that was holding for him when his dad unfortunately passed away over in battle had to hide a hit in his behind, and that was his great grandfather's for his dad. But of course, they like not even like a week into his dad being born, his father was no longer with us, and then he said that for his son Butch. And then his girl, something with an F, like Fabian, I want to say, or something like that. She forgot it, and he went to go get it. And then when he went to go get it, Marcellus was supposed to be there or something like that. And Vincent was in the bathroom, flushing the toilet, waiting for Marcellus. Vincent comes out of the bathroom, and Butch blicks him. And at the end, they go back to the original intro scene where you see Vincent and Jules. We're also at the scene with both Yolanda and also Ringo. That's just an insane timeline of things. I don't know how that worked, because obviously something else goes down with them. Butch is just riding down the street. Marcellus sees him, tries to blick him. Butch hits him with the car, and they're both bleeding. Marcellus is unconscious. Butch's face is all bleeding, and then he goes ahead and somebody's helping him up, and then you see Marcellus there, and then boom, 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 time goes by, and they try to get each other, and then they run to the store, and then they went to the wrong store because there's a guy that's a cop, I think Zed, at least he had a blue cop shirt on, Zed, and then there's the other guy as well who works there. They're partners. I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, but we know Zed was doing some stuff with without consent to Marcellus. If you know, you know. But he got to be put in a federal penitentiary. But thankfully, did end up getting blicked. So he ended up getting caught. He has like this apple things in your mouth where you can't really talk. Tied up downstairs. Zed goes, and then he takes one. He's like, "Itty, meeny, miny, mo," and then boom, picks up Marcellus, running out the black guy. So surprised, and boom, and Butch breaks out of it. There's another guy in like the black costume laughing at him. I don't know who the hell that was. Butch breaks out of it. He's about to leave, but he's like, in his mind, I gotta save Marcellus. Goes, gets at like one of those Chinese like samurais. Boom, 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 boom. Gets the other guy, the store owner. Boom, 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 and then Zed, he's packed, and then Zed gets blicked. And it was GG's, and they all go to their separate sides. No more beef, apparently, between Marcellus and Butch. And that was good. But then, Jimmy, I don't know, the hard R count in this movie was diabolical. That's why I said it cannot be made nowadays. The amount of hard R's that Jimmy said, like, I know there's something about getting in character. My brother in Christ, bro, he was letting it sing like a canary. Like, brother, you gotta be stopped. You gotta be stopped. Like, Zed gotta be put on a watch list for that thing, bro. Like, oh, you are a menace to society. Thank God he got blicked. And then in the first couple of minutes of it as well, where Vincent and Jules are there, and the guy in the pink shirt comes out of nowhere. He's like in a bathroom with like a hand cannon, and then he just runs up on them and just misses every single shot, and then they put him in a pack. Thank the heavens. He has to be the dumbest person alive to do that. I mean, come on, my brother in Christ. Do you have any functioning brain cells? Come on, man. Marvin went out terrible. He ends up getting blicked accidentally as Vincent and Jules are in the front seat. He's asking him a question, rarely with his piece out, and he blicks him like in the head or something like that, and then they have to clean it all up. Shout out to Mr. Wolf. And then you obviously see, like I said, Vincent getting popped as well. It was insane. Shout out to Wolf. They had this time to go to because Jimmy's wife or girl, whatever she was just getting out of the morning shift of, was she like a nurse or something like that? Like a practitioner, I don't know what she was, but she was coming home like 9:30, and they had to like evacuate because the skull and everything were in the house, and the clothes were all dirty, and they had to use the towels and this and that, and a gift from Jimmy's grandparents that are no longer with us, and then boom, clean down. They had to hose them down, then they had to go ahead and get new clothes on, and then they had to go Mr. Wolf and his girl, and they were asking both of them, Vincent and Jules, why they were dressed like that. They just didn't say anything. They had to give them some respect, and that was it. Like, Mr. Wolf is a lifesaver, and I'm wondering what was, like, can you tell me what was in Jules' briefcase there? But let's go ahead and look at some characters as well, and then we'll end off the video. So overall, Quentin Tarantino, do know him. Hey, Quentin Tarantino, you need psychiatric help for all those hard R's, buddy. In Pulp Fiction, John Travolta, definitely heard of him. He was Vincent Vega, interesting. Obviously, I know Samuel L. Jackson. He was Jules. Mia Wallace, Uma Thurman. I have heard of Uma Thurman as well. Bruce Willis, I definitely heard of him. He was Butch. Tim Roth was Pumpkin. A couple of other people as well. Amanda Plummer was Honey Bunny, aka Yolanda. Marcellus Wallace was Ving Rhames. Okay. So overall, got all the people that I do know of. So shout out to them. But hey, Quentin Tarantino, buddy, you gotta be put in a watch list. You need help, buddy. Tears. Really good movie overall, though. Yeah. Other than that, yo, that is the video. So go below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up. Just follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok, and your boy John. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.